hoping to try new time.
Live from Studio 1396, Columbus, Ohio, this is The Late Lap, brought to you loud and proud by anything or anybody willing to put a drink in my cup. Whoever's willing to pay. Seriously, that's who brings this show. You see a little scroller down at the bottom? Those are the stories we're going to talk about today here on Late Lap from Studio 1396, broadcasting over 100,000 watts of all-American electricity. And welcome back to the Late Lap. If you've tuned in a couple of times today, goodness, it's been a long night. I'll tell you that right now. It sure has been a long night. So we bought some music rights. We really did. We filed them with our account. We played Aretha for an hour with a timeline saying, hey, the show starts in an hour. And what happened? Right at the 1 hour mark, we got shut down twice. So we're not going to play Aretha for this episode, but we're going to get some more live music to you real quick. For right now, welcome. Welcome back to the Late Lap, the only show where the throttle's wide open, the takes are sharper than a burnout at Bristol, and your host never lifts through the sarcasm zone. Tonight, we've got a lineup that hits harder than a double-stage nitro launch. We talk about Randy Couture. Yeah, that Randy Couture, who just signed up to trade the Octagon for a Pro Mod. And I've got the inside scoop. Plus, Darren Turner's back in an Aston Martin. Formula E just used gravity to lap Monaco. The world's biggest indoor go-kart track is now a thing. And yes, someone finally built a flying car. From fighter pilots to fighting legends, from track records to trade school takeover, we are covering every corner of the motorsport universe with humor, horsepower, and a little bit of help from the ghost of George Jetson. Buckle up, because this episode is a main event on slicks. Ladies and gentlemen, start your octagons. Grins and chuckles, it says, and that's what I'm gonna do, because the NHRA just tagged in a fighter, and not just any fighter. We're talking 6-time UFC world champion, actor, and bona fide bad-to-the-bone human being, Randy the Natural Couture. The man who used to throw punches for a living just signed up to throw down quarter-mile haymakers at 250 mile an hour. And yeah, I don't know what I'm more excited about, watching Couture line up in Pro Mod or imagining the first guy who tries to cut him off in staging. Warning, lane encroachment may result in a rear choke. And here's my favorite part. I actually spoke to team owner Randy Glady back in Charlotte. He's truly a great guy, and he and Maria run a top-shelf operation. I asked him what it was like when Couture came on board. He mentioned it to me at first, and he straight up said, I didn't even know who Randy Couture was. Which means somewhere while the rest of us were Googling, how do I not die in a cage match, Glady was just like, I'll Google this bald fella after dinner. And you know what happened? He did. And now he gets it. Now Mr. Glady and all of the Skag Racing team, they know that this isn't just some celebrity cameo. This is a guy who doesn't know how to do anything halfway. Couture's been to Frank Holly's school. He's studying the tree. He's getting fitted for fire suits. This is a 1-2 punch. Pun intended. It's a punch of both topics, but also star power and straight up horsepower. And let's not kid ourselves. Pro Mod is already the cage match of drag racing. 3,000 horsepower, side by side, sideways at 250 mile an hour. These cars are aggressive. They snap, they bite, and they roar. And now, one of the most disciplined, dangerous, and determined athletes in the world is climbing into one. So if you're wondering what happens when a Hall of Fame fighter trades the octagon for the burnout box, stay tuned, because Randy Couture is about to throw hands with the throttle. And in a sport already built on grit, timing, and explosive execution, I think he'll fit in just fine. Let's just hope no one forgets to say, "Good luck, champ," when he gets at the top end or in the staging lanes, or they might end up in a sleeper hold over by their tow truck. Breaking news today in the world of automotive. Compact crossovers, commuter clones, Toyota has decided to shake the Etch-a-Sketch. And yes, friends, the 2026 Toyota Corolla Cross just got a facelift. And dare I say, is Toyota finally getting tired of designing cars with the same goofy haircut? Let's be honest. For the last few years, Toyota's design board meetings may as well have been a game of copy, paste, stretch, and sell. Corolla, Camry, RAV4. If you blink and you're not sure which one you're driving, you might actually think you're in the Highlander commercial. But this time, we've got two new grills, folks. A color-matched one on the hybrid and a wide, rugged one on the gas model. It's like Toyota said, let's give these twins different personalities. Maybe one's preppy, the other's into hiking. And the interior is a glow-up. A new 10.5-inch touchscreen because 8 inches is so 2022. The console has been redesigned. They move stuff around. You will still lose your phone between the seats, though. And they call it the Portobello interior trim. Fancy mushroom vibes. Earthy, trendy. So it's totally Instagrammable. And style points. Calvary blue is now an option because Toyota said, let's go full fucking Subaru for a second. Glossy black wheels on the XSE, Toyota's trying to flirt. And honestly, it is working. Hybrid versus gas, the tale of two powertrains. With the hybrid, you get 196 horsepower. Standard all-wheel drive, 42 miles a gallon. It sips fuel like it's a wine tasting. And on the gas model, 169 horsepower, available all-wheel drive, 32 miles a gallon. Still solid, just more long drive to Costco than weekend escape. Now look, I'm not saying this is a revolution. It's still a Corolla Cross. But you're not pulling up to the valet like a Bond villain. But for the folks who want comfort, efficiency, and now a little bit of flavor, this redesign is a step in the right direction. Dare I say, Toyota's loosening its tie, adjusting its cap, unbuttoning that second button on the shirt. Ah, yes. And the best part, it's still built in Huntsville, Alabama. Proof you can have reliability and a little swagger made right here in the States. So Toyota fans, take a lap. Take a victory lap. The Corolla Cross just got a little cooler, a little bolder, and dare I say a little less like every other Toyota on the road. And if you still can't tell it apart from the RAV4, don't worry. Neither can your parents. From Donington Pond Park to Laguna Seca, Darren Turner has driven it all. And folks, he's still got more grip than a fresh set of Michelins. This week, IMSA fans get a special treat. The return of British legend in a very modern suit of carbon fiber. That's right, Mr. Turner is hopping back into an Aston Martin with the Heart of Racing team for the TireRock.com Monterey Sports Car Championship. And while it's just a cameo, this is like getting Daniel Craig back in a Bond movie. Smooth, stylish, a little older, but still licensed to thrill. You know, Turner's career is basically a timeline of GT racing evolution. GT1? He was there. He was there when the cars were barely legal and completely unhinged. GTE? How about GT Le Mans? Check, check. That was the gentleman's war era. All the drama, none of the ABS. See what I did there? Now, it's GT3 time, baby, with all the tech, traction control, and lap after lap action that keeps your neck sore and your heart racing. Let's break it down for those casual fans. GT1, the Wild West. Insane power, little regulation, factory muscle on full display. Think V12 screaming and downforce that could staple you to the track. Then there was the GTE, GT Le Mans, precision warfare. These were pro-only cars with a raw, analog soul, manual gears, no ABS, no margin for error, just pure muscle versus mastery. And then GT3, today's gold standard. It's got driver aids, a balance of performance formula, and a global rulebook. It's like an all-you-can-eat buffet of manufacturers, but with restrictor plates. Some old school fans say GT1 was more authentic, but Turner gets it. Today's GT3 racing, it's deeper, it's bigger, and frankly, it is better. It's better on TV at least. We're talking door to door, brand on brand, and any given Sunday parody. If this was a Heart of Racing sticker, we would speak of the better. Let's talk about this team. The Heart of Racing crew isn't just punching above the weight class. That was another mention of Mr. Couture if you didn't catch it. They're out here building an empire. GT4? Check. GT3? Check. Valkyrie hypercar program? Double check. But more than that, this team gave Turner his joy back. After 20 years of factory pressure and full-time grind, Heart of Racing reminded Darren that racing can still be fun. It can still be family. It can still matter beyond the stopwatch. And when the veteran like Turner says, "This team made me love it again," that's not PR fluff. That's a spark reignited. That's a master craftsman who now races with heart, not just horsepower. Check your stopwatch, folks. This weekend, you're going to want to keep an eye on that number 27 Aston Martin Vantage GT3 Evo. It may just look like another sleek machine in a stacked GTD class, but inside, it's got decades of storied strap to the seatbelt. Darren Turner, from GT1 Monster to GT3 Maestro, and the Heart of Racing team where fast meets fulfillment. You can catch it this Sunday, May 11th at 3 p.m. Eastern on NBC and Peacock. GT Racing isn't just about the cars, it's about the eras, the stories, and the passion that keeps legends coming back for more. And this week, Darren Turner is proof that the love of racing doesn't wear out, it just shifts gears. We've seen electric cars. We've worn Dick Tracy watches. We've literally booked trips to space. But one promise, one sacred sci-fi covenant has always stayed grounded. Until now. That's right. The flying car has entered the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, meet the air car. Not a drawing, not a concept, not art fever. A real, tested, certified road to sky transformer that just made its Hollywood debut at the Living Legends of Aviation Gala, which, to be honest, is like the Oscars for people who casually own hangars. Stephen Klein, take a bow. This isn't just a flying car, it's the flying car. Certified, flown, landed, applauded by Buzz Aldrin, blessed by John Travolta, and likely already pre-ordered by a guy named Chad with a drone addiction. This thing has logged 500 takeoffs, over 170 hours of flight time, and can morph from road to flight mode in under 2 minutes. That's faster than your Uncle Hank can parallel park. Grab that joystick, you got 280 horsepower, you've got a composite body, a cockpit that probably makes Air Force cadets weep, and yeah, it has a steering wheel, because it's still a car, damn it! It is until I say it isn't. That's what they're saying at the Air Car. Top Gear, the Great British Show. Remember James May? He was speechless when he first saw it. Apollo 11 director Todd Douglas Miller says when he saw the car, he was starstruck. And how about Prince Harry? He said I was present. And firefighter pilots mentioned that they were honored to be alongside it. Other greatness, you've got Morgan Freeman, John Travolta, masters of ceremonies, because who else? This is no press gimmick when they announced it. No NFT-backed vapor machine. This is a vehicle that lives in the overlap of fantasy and FAA regulation. And if Klein Vision has its way, we'll soon be ordering takeout and landing in the cul-de-sac. Let's not kid ourselves. We're not all going to be flying to work tomorrow. But the air car isn't asking you to ditch your Camry. It's asking you to imagine, to dust off that childhood dream of lifting off at a red light. And Stephen Klein, he didn't just imagine it. He built it. He flew it. And now he's mass producing it. From Slovakia to Beverly Hills, from sketchpad to sky, the flying car didn't just arrive. It soared. George Jetson, your ride is finally ready. And holy shit, Long Island, you really did it. The world's longest go-kart track. It's a multi-level, no longer a pipe dream either. Concrete, 2 stories, tires screeching, hairpin turning, Guinness certified fucking reality. Can I say that? Hey, can I say that? 3,515 feet. That's over 2/3 of a mile. Indoors, with ramps, straightaways, drops, spirals, corners. They're so tight they might file HR complaints. And who better to christen it than Ricky Stenhouse Jr., a man who knows his way around a checkered flag and a G-force headache. Of course, they do call him Recky. Stenhouse took the first official lap and laid down a time that's already got dads in jean shorts and 12-year-olds on a birthday cake sugar high trying to beat it. Spoiler alert, they can't. Let's talk about what they built here. This ain't your mall kiosk karting rink. This is a mega track. 3 different layouts that Voltron together into go-karting Megazord. Up to 35 racers at once, 40 corners, high-tech electric carts with LED dashboards, real-time analytics, and probably more telemetry than a 2004 F1 car. A 2004. Honestly, the only thing missing is a pit crew and a rivalry with Mad Max Verstappen. RPM Raceway isn't just raising the bar, they are launching it into orbit with an NOS-powered slingshot. They've blended the chaos of Mario Kart, the precision of Formula E, and the swagger of Fast and Furious into one location. And then they added arcade games, virtual reality, and racing sims like it was an afterthought. This is the kind of record that makes every other go-kart track in the world rethink its life choices. Like, oh, you have 2 levels? Cute. We have 6 configurations and a world record plaque. To the team at RPM Raceway, respect. You didn't just break a record, you broke the mold. You made a Long Island the Monaco of go-karting. And you gave every adrenaline junkie on the East Coast a new mecca. So next time someone tells you go-karting is just for kids, take them to Farmingdale, strap them in, and let the R-Tech beast remind them that this shit is for real. RPM Raceway, Long Island. The mega track is open. The record is set. Now get in, shut up, and send it. Holy regenerative shit, Batman. We've officially entered the Jetsons era again, but with torque curves and telemetry. Formula E just pulled off the cleanest lap in Monaco history. Not one drop of fuel. Not a spark from a plug. Not even a solar panel was involved. Just gravity, brakes, and one hell of a Google Cloud AI flex. Let's break it down. Start at the top of a freaking mountain. Freewheel your way down a 1,000-meter alpine descent and let gravity do its thing. Generate 2 kilowatts of power using nothing but regen. Rip a full lap around the Monaco circuit like a futuristic James Bond villain who studied machine learning at Stanford. And that'll be what Formula E just did with Google. And the best part, it wasn't just for the kicks. This was a full-blown AI-powered carbon-neutral science flex engineered to inspire everything from smart cities to smarter EVs. This was Formula E saying, yeah, we may not get to 300 like the NHRA, but we did just recharge a race car on a mountain and lapped Monaco with the receipts. And with Google Cloud handling the back-end magic, Gemini APIs, BigQuery, Firebase dashboards, this wasn't just about motorsport. It was a proof of concept for everything from delivery fleet to real-time energy and the distribution of your city's grid. Think about it. If they can juice a car enough to race Monaco from rolling downhill, then maybe Amazon Van doesn't need to idle for 10 minutes outside your house anymore. Also, shout out to Google for reminding the world Formula E exists. No shade, but if you told most fans there's an electric series with world-class drivers racing through Paris, Tokyo, and Sao Paulo, they'd respond with, wait, like Teslas? No, Carl. Gladiators with regen fucking paddles. And yes, I know Formula E's been grinding for a decade, but this is what we've been waiting for, actual buzz. Not just here's our new livery buzz. We just use physics, gravity, and AI to change how the world sees EV buzz. Publicity, win, check. AI integration masterclass, check. Global inspiration for efficient mobility, hell yes. Hats off to Google Cloud, Red Bull Media, ABB, and everyone who made this brilliant madness possible. And to the Formula E, keep doing this weird, wonderful, future-forward shit, because the only thing cooler than lapping Monaco is doing it with the planet in mind and no gas in the tank. And what can only be described as a masterclass in growth, Universal Technical Institute has just dropped the numbers on Q2, and their numbers speak volumes about where we're headed as a nation. Revenue is up. Enrollment is surging. Net income practically doing donuts in the financial parking lot. This isn't just a school that teaches people how to work with their hands. It's a barometer for how well the skilled trades are being embraced by the economy now. A 21.4% spike in new student starts. More campuses, more programs, more people answering the call for real, essential careers. 47% increase in net income year to date. That doesn't happen in a stagnant economy. That's momentum. And it's not by accident. Let's face it, for the first time in a long time, the climate is right for the real world skills. The nation is finally realizing that we don't just need more jobs, we need more doers. People who fix things, people who build things, people who wire things, people who tune things, and people who heal things. And that's exactly where schools like UTI and Concord are delivering. It's refreshing to see trades being celebrated again. After all, you can't outsource an HVAC install to your cloud server. You can't TikTok your way through diesel repair. The country is putting its foot down on economic dependence and putting tools back in American hands. So what does that mean for UTI and Concord? It means they're thriving because America is investing in itself again. The trades aren't just back, they're damn near recession-proof. And with new schools, new programs, and new talent pipelines firing on all cylinders, this is the kind of infrastructure growth that keeps a country competitive. No, we didn't name drop any political leader, but you can read between the torque specs. The current climate is working, investment is up, demand is high, and the American workforce from welders to nurses to marine techs is finally getting the spotlight it deserves. UTI isn't riding the wave, they're helping build it. And judging by these numbers, the trades aren't just surviving, they're winning. You want to fix the future? Start by training the hands that are going to build it. Gets me all worked up sometimes. All right, let's talk about this coming weekend, May 8th through the 12th, because while the world's losing its mind over Met Gala outfits and AI billboards, racing is serving up a three-course combo of pure horsepower. First up, Saturday night, under the lights, NASCAR trucks at Kansas. You want drama? You want chaos? Kansas delivers. It's the type of track where aero package might change every 5 minutes, but one thing stays the same. Someone's getting dumped come out of turn 4. Then the INDYCAR says, hold my Firestone, because also on Saturday, it's the Soncio Grand Prix at Indianapolis Road Course. That's right, the whole month of May goes from Hello Spring to let's see who forgets how to brake in turn 1 at 200 miles an hour. Hybrids are still the hot topic, and this race, it's the last pit stop before the big dance at the Brickyard. Then on Sunday, NASCAR's Cup Boys take their turn at Kansas. And don't sleep on this one, Kansas has quietly become one of the best intermediate tracks in the entire sport. Strategy matters, tire wear like sandpaper, and the restarts, they make Daytona look like a yoga class. No NHRA this weekend, no Formula One, which only means these 3 races feel even bigger. And it's like the racing gods say, you know what, let's focus on America this weekend and give Europe a minute to hydrate. So there you go, trucks, IndyCar, Cup, all on the docket. While the rest of the world is counting likes and arguments about who wore it best in Met Gala, we are counting down who wears the crown in Kansas and conquers Indy. Before we close the show today, I do want to call out the Pocono Spirit Award Q1 winner, Crystal Clay. If you've followed anything we've done over the years, you know Racing Refresh is a big part of our background. And Crystal is the chief motorsport correspondent. Crystal was awarded the recognition for her spirit and contributions of greatness as a member of the motorsport community after working with the Boys and Girls Club for the great benefit of those affected by the wildfires in Los Angeles. You can check out the press release on the National Motorsports Press Association news page. Now that's how you spend your spring weekend. That's going to do it for this lap around the paddock. From flying cars to fearless fighters, comeback stories to corners that still take your breath away. Sometimes motorsports isn't just about speed. It's about the people who keep showing up, whether they're climbing into a Pro Mod for the first time or rediscovering their love for the sport after decades behind the wheel. It's about chasing something just out of reach, a better lap, a cleaner pass, a second chance. And honestly, that's why we keep watching. That's why we keep believing. So wherever you are tonight, whether you're wrenching in the garage, winding down from a week, or just dreaming a little louder than usual, know this one. The track's still out there. The fire's still burning. And the story, it's still being written. Thanks for riding with me. Be good to each other. Wave at a stranger. Say hey. Tell somebody they did a hell of a job today. We all need that once in a while. I'm AJ. This is Late Lap. And as I always say at the end of every great show, smile, be happy, and until then, take care. And to our friends to the south, sea amable consigo mismo. Sea amable con otros. Sonría. Sea feliz. Hasta entonces. Cuídese. Good night.